Greetings, YouTube, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to what I like to call the Whale Weekly Bundle, because about once a week now, Kabam is putting up some combination of Tier 5 basic fragments and or 6-star shards. And today we have both, and I have written down a number of the past offers to share with you kind of what we've seen from past deals and how that compares with today's. Now, what they are doing now, which is becoming very common, is pricing something at $49.99 American. Of course, if you're in countries like Canada or India or Australia, you're going to be paying more than that. But in general, they are pricing things at $49.99 and limiting 3, meaning $150 for all 3 bundles. And you should also see that it's like Kabam knew that I was about 4,500 Tier 5 basic Callus fragments away from forming my next Tier 5 basic. As you can see from the screen, I have 40,750 owned, and 4,500 would be that. So clearly they're targeting people like myself who are trying to form, in this case, it would be my second Tier 5 basic next to either rank 5, a 5-star, or be 2/3 of the way to rank 2ing a 6-star, primarily 6-star ghost. So here's the deal. You scroll down and you see a very underwhelming amount of gold, right? Yesterday, you might recall, we had about 75,000 gold for $5, right? So if you were to carry that over times 10, that would be 750,000 gold for $50. But this is 1/3 of that. So the gold is extremely average at best, but really it's an under average amount of gold. There should be at least 500,000 gold minimum in this deal. It's only 250,000. So if you are gold depleted, this is not a very good buy at all. Now, the greater attack boost also is very annoying to be part of this bundle when really it should be the 30% plus attack and health, the greater champion boost, which we've seen a number of times in the $30 bundle. So the fact that they're not putting them in the $50 bundle is another huge misstep. So cheapening on the gold, worst boost than we're used to. And then let's talk about the 2 prize possessions of this. We have seen time and time again for $99.99, so the same price as an Odin, unless it was July 4th, of course, and you had the Odins included, but let's just ignore the Odins for the sake of the normal offer. 2,500 6-star shards and 9,000 to what we saw previously, which was, I believe it was 13,500 Tier 5 basic Callus fragments. So this has gone back to the retail price of 4,500 Tier 5 basics per $50 and 1,000 6-star shards, which is 500 less 6-star shards than what they advertised almost a year ago on July 4th. And again, I'm only bringing that up not for the units being included, but just for the fact that they said in their book that $300 should get you 75% of the way to a 6-star crystal, so you can open yourself a $300 version of 6-star Hulkbuster. But now they actually have gotten even more cheap, and in 2019 they have kind of cheapened the 6-star shards by 500, and they have actually gone back to the previous ratio of 4,500 Tier 5 basic or 9,000 Tier 5 basic Callus fragments per $100 spent instead of the 12 or 13,000 that they at least brought up. Keep in mind that also when I'm talking about July 4th of 2018, that was before the new Glory Store opportunities to get Tier 5 basic Callus fragments for free in the Glory Store. So really the fact that they're going back to the 4,500 Tier 5 basic Callus fragments for $50 is really, really cheap. So this is clearly targeting people like myself who are so close to Tier 5 basic formations that they're willing to pay an upcharge. This is the equivalent of going to a sporting event and feeling as though you have to get that $12 beer, even though you could have stayed at home, watched it on TV for free, and gotten an entire case of beer for $12. In this case, it's just, in terms of value, it is a D+. It is even below a C-, because I think we have seen in the past couple of weeks the ratio of these, even with units for free-to-play players, be better than what we saw today. And certainly, if you're going to argue that this should be the average for Tier 5 basic Callus fragments and 6-star Hero Crystal shards, I don't think anybody can defend reasonably that there shouldn't at least be a 30% greater champion boost in this, and that the gold should not be at least 500,000 gold apiece. So they're getting pretty cheap. I don't know how many of these they realistically expect to sell, but Kabam, I talk about microeconomics every time to end this deal, and I was requested, Prof, I want you to not just say what's a D. Say what would make this at least a B, if not an A. And I think in this bundle, it's pretty simple. I think the retail price of this bundle as is should be $29.99. This is priced $20 too high. If this was $30 instead of $50, I think that is a really reasonable price point for most people. And because they know they've got 6-star shards and tier 5 basic callus fragments and a couple of crappy throw-ins like the small amount of gold and greater attack boost, I think they are willing to pay up to $29.99 or the same price that they could get other offers. But $49.99 is just too high of a price point. Keep in mind, Kabam, it is better for you in terms of revenue to sell 1,000 of these bundles at $30 a piece than it is to sell 300 of these bundles at $50 a piece. You're actually going to be making more money by lowering the price tag but increasing the quantity that you're going to sell. And I think now that we have the ability to get almost 3,000 tier 5 basic callus fragments per week with Glory for free, that you've got to either lower the price tag on these, or if you're going to charge $50, you're going to need to make it 2,000 6-star Hero Crystal Shards at least, and I would say safely 6,000 to 8,000 tier 5 basic callus fragments included, along with a greater champion boost and 500,000 gold. That is how I would improve this deal. Do you like how I'm starting with talking about how this graded deal could be an A with the changes? Comment below, let me know. I'm always trying to tweak my videos to best suit the needs of the community. So the more feedback, constructive or not, will be appreciated. Just please make sure to, leave the profanity at the door. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a fantastic Wednesday and good luck with all content in the game.